Thank you. This was super interesting. I'm a public policy student at USC. My name is Nick. I'm also a chronic pain patient. And my question, and thank you for what you were just saying, is looking into medical marijuana. I'm coming from Illinois, and they have medical marijuana, I think, since 2013. But even if you are a patient, they don't necessarily at clinics, wherever you're getting treatment, know about it, or even if they do know about it and acknowledge that it's something that can help you, they don't actually incorporate that into your treatment. So even when it is legal, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's being used to help people. And as you said, there's a huge market, billion-dollar market for this, but also in terms of reducing daily affected life years, reducing pain for people all around the U.S. There's a huge opportunity to make this available. So I was just wondering what can be done and what is being done to actually kind of advance medical marijuana as something that can help people with pain or people with other afflictions.
Could you speak to the medical?
Yeah, well, if Daniele Piamelli were here, he would, at this point, although he probably would have said this already, told you with great frustration about the UCI medical providers who were told not to prescribe cannabis for pain, nausea, or anything else, even though we all know it's effective. And that, again, is being overly risk-averse because everyone is afraid of not what the federal government is likely to do, but what they have the power to do. So that's a big part of the problem. All of the energy here has come from elections. It's come from the general population. Really has not, the industry obviously was really important in that. We are, no matter how strongly we believe, we are following the curve, not leading the curve. Now we're in a position where we have the opportunity to hopefully get in front of the curve and add some information. But you want to know who was the most important part in the anti-Sessions movement? Cory Gardner, a Republican senator from Colorado, because he could go to Trump. I can't say President Trump. He could go to Trump and say, I will oppose every Justice Department appointee unless you assure me this is not going to happen, that there will not be raids. And Trump probably doesn't care at all and supposedly said fine. The people you need to lobby are Republican representatives and senators in Oklahoma, in Colorado, in every state that has a medical cannabis law or other cannabis law, and who depends on the revenue. Those are the people who today could make things change dramatically. So the House passed the banking bill, which is a good step. It would be amazing if it passed in the Senate, and it's possible. But you need 4 Republicans, probably 5 Republicans to make that happen.
Well, I would also say that you have to have the 2 committee chairs in Kentucky and South Carolina. So if any of you have that cousin in South Carolina or Kentucky, you want them to talk to their senators, because until it gets out of committee, it's not being put in front of the very people that would actually vote for it. And you bring up an important point that I want to end with. With respect to decriminalization versus legalization that you brought up earlier, Brad, it's often not the first thing you try. Prop 19 was never expected to win back in 2010. In fact, we were just trying to ask the question so that it would be on the table. And it suddenly became a kitchen table issue. We were suddenly winning, and that got a lot of attention. But at the end of the day, it was the pressure we put on the governor to pass something that had been vetoed 4 times for decriminalization, that it didn't matter that we lost that battle, we won the war, that it was something like 89% in the criminal justice report. That's almost 9 out of 10 people didn't go to jail the year after that was passed. And it was the pressure by the voters that changed the governor's mind, because the ledge was already there. And you often just have to triangulate and apply that pressure from different places. It might be a family member, it might be your pastor, it might be your professor, it might be your dad or your mom or that dear Aunt Betty, but it's worth having that conversation and sharing your story, because regardless of whether or not you're an academic or you are someone that actually does change the law, that you have a part to play in having this conversation with friends, family, thought leaders, because each and every one of them vote. And at a certain point, we're done trying to convince the people in office. We're just going to vote them out. You guys with me? I can't hear you. All right, big round of applause